If your long-term goal is to do your own commercial real estate deals, taking a job in the industry to learn the ropes first is one of the best ways I know of to successfully make that happen. But not all real estate jobs are created equal when it comes to preparing you for entrepreneurship, and if you make career decisions only based on your salary or the brand name of a company, this can leave you really unprepared when you're ready to strike out on your own. So in this video, we'll walk through 3 of the most popular commercial real estate career paths and the pros and cons of each of these for future real estate entrepreneurs. So the first path I want to talk about is acquisitions, since this is one of the most popular places to start for new entrants into this business. Acquisitions roles will expose you to financial modeling, the underwriting process, and creating pitch decks for both equity investors and lenders on your deals, which is all incredibly valuable experience when starting your own shop. And even at the analyst level, as an acquisitions professional, you'll also be building relationships with brokers that can help you find deals, which is one of the most challenging parts of getting the ball rolling when striking out on your own. Going this route can also help you build a track record of successful acquisitions and even some deals that go full cycle, which you can then point to when raising capital from equity investors in the future. Now, even though this sounds like the ideal place to start for people who want to build their own portfolios, there are some very real downsides to this path that are definitely worth considering. And the first potential downside to note that's extremely relevant today in 2026 with how slow companies have been to hire in this industry over the last few years is that these are some of the most competitive jobs in all of commercial real estate. And this means that it might take significantly longer to land a job in acquisitions than in other parts of the industry, and it also might be harder to get your foot in the door at the caliber of companies that you'd ideally like to work for. And if you do end up working in acquisitions for a major global investment firm with billions of dollars in assets under management, you might also be working on transactions that are significantly larger than the types of properties that you personally would be investing in, which can make the relationships that you build with brokers and capital providers a lot less valuable when striking out on your own. At these types of companies, you might also be siloed into only one specific part of the acquisitions process, which can often leave some pretty significant gaps in your skill set when it comes to things like running due diligence, managing the closing process, or raising equity capital to fund an investment. In my experience, the best acquisitions roles for future real estate entrepreneurs are at small to medium-sized companies run by ambitious founders with institutional experience, since these jobs will typically allow you to touch all different aspects of the life cycle of a deal. Now, the next career path I want to cover is asset management, and this is one of the most underrated industry disciplines for aspiring real estate investors. Asset management roles will get you involved with budgeting, capital projects, commercial leasing, investor reporting, and even working with on-site property management teams, which are all things you'll need to be heavily involved with when starting your own shop. And while acquisitions professionals learn to always look for the potential upside in a deal, asset managers see what actually happens after a property is acquired, which can help you make significantly better investment decisions with your own capital at stake than you might otherwise have without that perspective. I also think that one of the most underrated parts of working in asset management is that this can give you a sneak peek into what it's actually like to own and operate commercial real estate, which in most cases isn't easy or passive and isn't the right fit for everyone. Asset management experience can also help you build some really important relationships with third parties that you'll need to operate your properties successfully, including contractors, property management teams, and even attorneys that you can trust. Now, the main con of starting out in asset management, if entrepreneurship is your goal, is obviously that you won't have much involvement in the deal sourcing or acquisitions process overall, which can make it harder to find new investment opportunities when you're first starting out on your own. And just like I mentioned with acquisitions roles, if you're working at a huge company with hundreds or even thousands of properties under management, the work you'd be doing on a day-to-day basis on 9-figure deals or entire operating companies might feel a little bit disconnected from the types of deals that you would ultimately want to buy in your own real estate portfolio. Now, with all of that said, if you're able to land a role at a small to mid-sized firm with experienced leadership that's looking to grow, asset management jobs can be some of the best training grounds out there for future real estate entrepreneurs. Now, the last career path I want to talk about is one of the most common entry points for real estate entrepreneurship, and for very good reason, and this is investment sales. Investment sales roles can give you a ton of exposure to transaction volume while working with a variety of different investment and development firms, which can not only help you build relationships that can pay dividends in the future, but can also give you insight into investment strategies that you might want to emulate in your own real estate portfolio. And even though acquisitions and asset management roles at small to mid-sized shops can be some of the best places to learn the business in general, you might only be working on 5 to 10 deals per year in these environments, whereas top producing brokerage teams in major gateway markets will often work on dozens of transactions annually, juggling multiple different deals at any given time. Brokerage roles will also give you an inside look into deal sourcing strategies that can help you find off-market opportunities that other investors might miss, and you'll also learn the most likely buyers of an asset before you even get into a deal. I also like brokerage because this can give people a very real sense of what true performance-based compensation actually looks like and whether they can stomach the inevitable income volatility that comes along with entrepreneurship. Now, the main downside of this path is that brokers will typically only look at the potential upside of a deal, which could expose you to unnecessary risk when making your own investments. Brokers also aren't involved with the day-to-day operations of a real estate portfolio, which can create huge blind spots for entrepreneurs and can make your underwriting overly aggressive. I'd also say that spending time working for a company that owns commercial real estate instead of just working for a company that sells commercial real estate tends to give someone a lot more credibility when trying to raise capital from investors and lenders. So this is also something to think about when considering going this route. Overall, if you're looking for a pay-for-performance role and you consider yourself a natural deal maker and relationship builder, investment sales could be a great entry point into the business that can help you prepare to go out on your own. And if you are trying to take the first step in this process and land a job in acquisitions, asset management, or investment sales, and you want to make sure you have the technical skills you'll need to land a role in any of these parts of the industry, make sure to check out our all-in-one membership training platform, Breaking the CRE Academy. A membership to the Academy will give you instant access to over 120 hours of video training on real estate financial modeling and analysis. You'll get access to hundreds of practice Excel interview exam questions, sample acquisition case studies, and you'll also get access to the Breaking the CRE Analyst Certification exam, which covers topics like real estate acquisition and development modeling, commercial real estate lease modeling, equity waterfall modeling, and many other real estate financial analysis concepts that will help you prove to employers that you have what it takes to tackle the responsibilities of an analyst or associate at a top real estate firm. And if you like this video and want to see more content on real estate entrepreneurship, make sure to hit the like button and let me know in the comments if you plan to strike out on your own and build your own real estate portfolio. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more videos like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next video.